Hello and thanks for tuning in. This is going to be a quick video on how to successfully grow Venus Flytrap seeds. So in this video you'll basically learn how, using this method, you can germinate Venus Flytrap seeds if you have your own. Before you begin, if you do have your own Venus Flytrap plant, you can actually harvest the seeds from the plant. If you look just there, you see the really tall stalk with this little sort of knobbly bit on the end. This will be next year's new flower, and when the flower head comes up, obviously you can pollinate it and the seeds will follow shortly after. I'll do a separate video though on harvesting Venus Flytrap seeds. But yeah, basically if you've got seeds, this will be a little how-to guide on how to successfully germinate them. So what I've got here, we'll just have a little overview of where these seeds are actually, where they've been growing. This is just quite a thick repurposed jam jar. The glass is quite heavy, quite sturdy. I've got the date written on when the seeds were sown and what type of seeds they are. It's always helpful to do that, especially if you've got multiple growing projects going on. And I'll just try to get you a close-up of what we've got going on inside. If this will just zoom in. There we go, that's better. So as you can see, some of the traps are actually at the point now where they are looking pretty much fully formed. The one you can see just directly ahead where my finger is, you can even almost see tiny little teeth on that one. Some I've just started to sprout the traps themselves. Others are still in the sort of leaf stage, but it looks like nearly all the seeds that I sowed have actually germinated and turned into little plants, which is really good. There's actually some moss growing as well. I don't know what species of moss this is, but I'm just going to leave it in there because it's not actually hurting anything. I actually got this moss from the inside of the mother plant. If I can just show you over here. You probably can't see the moss growing right now, but I just basically harvested some of the soil and substrate from inside this plant pot. There was quite a bit, and I only needed a small amount for the project I were actually doing. So basically, yeah, you will need a sterile peat moss, something that would recreate where the plant would actually grow in nature, something that's very lacking in nutrients and minerals, as these plants have a very inefficient root system. They get all of the nutrients they need from the flies that they eat. So you would need sterile water as well. You can use a filter. I've got this nice little filter just here, and it basically cost me £8 from Asda, my local Asda. It was really cheap, a really good buy. You can use rainwater. It's just, you just need to figure out a way of harvesting it, and hopefully you will live in an area where there is a good source of rainwater, because these plants do need quite a lot of watering. As you can see, my little traps in here, I've got quite a considerable amount of water in there. I like enough to cover the whole of the bed of peat substrate that's in there. You don't need it to be swimming in water, because obviously the little seeds will just be washed away. They'll not germinate properly if you do that. What else can I tell you? These seeds need heat and light to grow. Okay, so I usually just put the lid on like this. This effectively traps humidity as well. As you can see, there is water on the actual sides of this of the inside of this jar, which is great because that's what the plants actually need. And then I just set it in the windowsill, just like this, and I always elevate it on a cup just so that it's above where the windowsill line is and it's getting as much light as possible. That's a really helpful move. So yeah, this method, it's quick, easy, cheap. I've not had to buy anything. You might need to buy some if it's your situation, you may not have a mother plant like I do. You may need to buy some peat moss substrate. you know, it's inexpensive, okay? This is not an expensive project. The jar, I've had it lying around for ages. I just collect old jars, and it seems to be working absolutely fine. I mean, these little guys are supposed to be slow growing. This is 2 months worth of growth, and these little guys are just shooting up. In another couple of months, I'm going to have to take them out of here and set them into separate pots, and I'll make another video about that. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you've got any other comments and questions or anything I've not covered, please just give me a comment, and I'll get straight back to you on any questions that you've got.